Email questions. Here we go. Sharon writes in and says,
Good.
I heard that movie theater popcorn made with coconut oil is very bad for our health. I thought that coconut oil was actually good for the heart. What do you think?
It has 60 grams of fat, and 60 grams of fat isn't good for anybody's heart. I don't care whether it's olive oil or coconut oil. The truth is, from what I gather, coconut oil is pretty good, and especially for cooking. And it's very delicious.
It's just the amount of it, I guess.
Yeah,
that's
60.
a lot of fat in movie popcorn,
man,
Pat.
well, you know, when they pour it, if you get a double thing, and then they give you extra butter, and it pours in.
Do you eat movie popcorn? Be honest.
Yeah, I eat movie popcorn, but not the extra oil stuff.
Yeah.
But I like movie popcorn.
You know what the best combination is? You take a little bit of movie popcorn and a Milk Dud, and you chew it together because the Milk Dud is caramel and chocolate, and then you put them in your mouth, and it's like you have caramel popcorn. Fantastic. You should try it.
We're telling people how to lose weight. All right.
Just jump up and down while you're
Next
Okay,
question.
Don writes in and says, my daughter insists that she can study better with the music on in her room. Can kids really learn with all that distraction?
Kids are amazing what they can do, but the answer is no. You can't really focus and remember something unless you can focus and concentrate on that single thing. But if somebody's singing in your ear, they're not going to do it. They think they can, but they don't. But I mean, they're amazing what they can, multitask. It is extraordinary, but nevertheless, the answer is no. You can't study as well.
But doesn't it depend on the child, though?
Well,
I think when I was younger, I used to love to have symphony music on.
well, that's different.
Well, it's music.
Yeah, but it's kind of background music. It's different.
All right.
I mean, if you had the Rolling Stones jamming in your ear while you're studying, come on.
Well, that's true, but she just said music.
Well, they call that music. I would think it's something.
All right.
Background noise.
Background noise. I got you. Robert says, Dear Pat, I have chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and have absolutely no energy. Can you recommend specific exercises for people with limited lung function like me?
Robert, I think you can build it up. It's amazing what your body will adapt to, and you can force your lungs and to begin to have capacity. I recommend strongly that you see a doctor and get his or her okay before you start something. But just gradually build up slow exercises, walking, swimming, bicycling, that kind of thing. And then little by little, push it harder and harder, and your lungs you can force them to begin to behave themselves. I know that's hard, but it is very hard, and it takes a while, but you can accomplish something. You won't necessarily succeed like you're normal, but you can do the best you can.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, Curtis writes in, and Curtis says, I work with youth at our church, and I see the teens almost constantly text messaging each other on their cell phones. Are there any health issues associated with texting?
Absolutely. Carpal tunnel syndrome and this joint gets messed up.
Yeah.
It does.
I
mean,
believe it.
they get so that they get paralyzed in their thumbs.
Not to mention texting while driving is a huge health issue.
You
You could be
not a healthy.
killed.
I mean, it look like you get killed.
Yeah, exactly.
But this tech stuff. But the idea that you're doing this, your joints will go bad, or you can get arthritis, and it's not a good thing.
You know what? It's interesting, Pat. I was thinking about this just yesterday.
What?
Technology. We've got cell phones. We've got the text message, Blueberries, Blackberries, whatever they're called. We've got, internet, computer, digital television, all these things. And I was at my house the other day, and I was like, just turn it all off. I wanted everything to be turned off because I miss silence.
Amen.
That
Amen.
was my
Silence.
little plug for that
But
moment.
there is no silence. I stayed with my brother some time ago, and the minute he got up, he had the radio on jamming all day long, got in his car jamming. I mean, you can't think.
Yeah.
You can't let God speak to you under those circumstances. All right.
Exactly.
What else?
Maybe God needs to send us a text message for us to really get through to us. All right, Amber writes in and says, I recently had gallbladder surgery. What kind of foods would you suggest I eat?
Well, bland food, stay away from any kind of grease because your body won't be able to process grease. It'll make you sick. And I just think take it slow and easy, bland, non-fat food,
Good to know. All right, Barbara,
What?
say it again. What?
Oatmeal.
Oatmeal? You love your oatmeal.
I love oatmeal.
Listen, oatmeal, I believe, is a solution for all things.
It really is. I mean,
it is.
It's nature's, next to the soybean, it's the most perfect food.
Well, that's the other thing I was going to say, beans. Beans are the other perfect food, I think.
Well, they are. Yeah, I
They
like
kinda,
beans. Beans are good.
Have a little negative drawback every now and then.
My wife isn't a great aficionado of beans. They affect her differently than me. We won't go into all that anatomical detail. What's next?
I have so many jokes right here that I'm like, bring them back, Christy. Don't say them.
Yeah, please.
Caroline writes it. It's the holiday season and sweets are my downfall. Do you have any suggestions on how to satisfy a sweet tooth without giving in to unhealthy habits?
I recommend you get some of those health bars that are low glycemic and they have high protein, and you get a certain amount of sweet, but you don't get all kinds of fat. There are things that make sweets. You can put artificial sweetener in something, and it tastes sweet. You know, stevia. There are all these things they've got that are sweet that aren't fattening.
I hate all that fake stuff, Pat. You know I do.
Well, stevia's not fake.
Well, if you're going to, this is my thought process in life. If I'm going to eat sugar, let me have the real sugar. If I'm going to eat butter, let me have the real butter. God bless America for it.
And if your arteries are clogged up with all that?
Moderation.
Okay.
And here's another thing, too. If you eat sweets, I know, Pete's like, hurry up. But if you eat sweets, it's good to have a protein. Like, you know, a handful of nuts with your candy bar. And then you've got a nutty candy bar. Okay, boy, just go.
This is the day of combinations, the Christie's combination.
It really is. I don't know.
Oh, dear. Peanuts are wonderful for you.
And oatmeal.
Oatmeal and peanuts. I had both of them today. I did. Peanuts in my oatmeal.
You should do a commercial.